Very happy to have you guys here tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our product, the company, but really get to the point about what we're trying to do a little bit different in healthcare. A little bit about myself. I didn't come from the healthcare space. I came from the pure technology space and decided I wanted to bring concepts like web services and open platforms and whatnot into the healthcare venue. And Athena is the delivery mechanism that we're now aggregating collectively to do that. So this has started on kind of the premise, what if there was an Apple, iTunes store for online applications? This is a Salesforce concept. I'm going to breeze through some of these things because these are targeted at a different audience, some of the content in here. But that's what we wanted to bring to healthcare, the concept of shopping, the concept of enabling patients and providers to go out and grab applications or tools that they could actually use, regardless of whatever system they were on or group that they were employed at, to deliver the highest quality of care possible. And one thing that I noticed coming from the pure tech space was that this concept of a platform was starting to blossom. Also the concept of a prosumer was starting to converge. And this notion of the prosumer really is the individual who consumes and produces data in a kind of ubiquitous fashion. We do that on our smartphones every day. We're doing that with these devices. We wanted to capture some of this energy in and around Athena, and so the program that we built is doing just that now today. Beyond that, just to kind of lay out where Athena is relative to this whole EMR chaos. EMRs are shitty. They slow doctors down. Ours is no different. How we think we're a little different is we actually want to slow them down less than everyone else. And I'll tell you a little bit about our business model and how we hope we're doing that. So on the left is one of the richest, craziest men in the world, Oracle. They will roll in the Deloitte truck, and for $1 billion, you can put in their financial system. Right next to him on the Deloitte truck is our friend over at Epic, who will, for $1 billion, like they're doing at Partners right now, install a 5-year antiquated system that's completely broken and barely can meet the basic government regulations that they're pumping out. On the right-hand side, we've got our fearless leader, resident crazy man, Jonathan Bush, who espouses the virtues of the cloud and HIPAA compliance in the cloud and this open platform concept. Not really a big deal if you're in any other industry. In healthcare, it's like we're speaking a brand new language that someone's never even fathomed. Where's the HL7 connection? Where's the 10-month interface queue? There's no real-time connectivity really in healthcare. And so what we're trying to do here at Athena is break down those barriers. We have one instance of software. Our business model is completely novel. We don't charge anything for that software. We actually have a service business built around that software, and we take a percentage of net collections for that business. And it's actually really fundamentally interesting. You talked a lot about incentives. We act as our doctor's fiduciary. And so because we're taking a percentage of that collections, if we do anything in our software, including our shitty EMR that's getting better every day, that slows the doctor down or inhibits their ability to get paid, it actually hits our bottom line directly as well. And so what we've done is we've built an ecosystem of partners with that similar mindset to actually go out and act as a fiduciary to a doctor. So we won't just take shit software, throw it over the fence, and pray and hope that it actually connects and makes a difference. We give them a scorecard and hold them to actually driving down documentation time, improving patient outcomes, or improving workflow or some schedule density metric. And so the concept that we really use to ground a lot of this is Joy's Law, one of the co-founders of Sun Microsystems. He believed that the smartest people are never working at your company, they're actually outside. Some of the biggest and best companies in the tech industry have figured this out: Salesforce, Amazon, Facebook. Most of their revenue and a lot of their market cap increased dramatically when they opened their platforms up. And so a few years ago, Athena really fell into this camp, and it was a good place for us to be. We're a fast growth company. We've been growing 30% a year. We're now a $4 billion market cap company, still growing 30% a year, which is a remarkable testament to what Ed and Todd Park, the federal CTO, now built on the technology side. And what we realized, though, is we had a mass of doctors. We were rolling out ICD-10 and meaningful use in every other boring government program that they mandate or they make punitive at some point. We were really becoming the best in the world at doing that. And as we gathered more and more doctors, we really needed to remain focused at being the best in the world in doing that. However, this massive base of doctors actually is a massive distribution platform. And because we have this fiduciary mindset, we actually wanted to make connectivity our core product and actually build this network and this platform concept to help small entrepreneurs, many that are in this room tonight, I'm pleased to say, have a means to actually scale a healthcare business. It's impossible to go hospital to hospital, Epic to Epic, Cerner to Cerner, Allscripts to Allscripts, and beg for a unique integration to a really shitty piece of on-premise software that sits under someone's desk that probably hasn't been updated in years. You're going to build out a custom interface, hope they're on the right version. If they're on a different version, you need to build a new interface to the other version. If they ever upgrade, you're breaking everything you did to begin with. We have one piece of cloud software, and we're building bidirectional APIs that allow people to scale into our whole base. It gets a little better than that, and I think the next slide gets closer to that. So beyond that, we've started a support group called More Disruption Please. This is Charlie Baker. He's former CEO of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. He's on our board. We own a mountain in Maine. Jonathan probably wants to run for governor some days. We bought a mountain up there, and we have a whole business up there. So we go up there and have all of our conferences there and rationalize. MBNA spent $150 million, and we spent $7 million buying it from them during the financial crisis. So we go rationalize it all the time. But we hold these big events up there where we bring 60 last year of the best healthcare IT CEOs, from small guys in a garage all the way to large public companies, to talk about this new era of healthcare that we're trying to build out. We educate them on web services. We have a gloves pitch contest where they actually pitch to our provider base. We had 2,500 of our doctors WebEx in and see them actively competing. Number one ranked was, not surprisingly, iTriage, big patient engagement app. We have an API now bidirectional with them where all of our providers' schedules is exposed via a web service. If I have a 10 o'clock appointment slot, it shows up on ZocDoc, iTriage, Vitals, and our own communicator product. And if a patient grabs that, it disappears in real time everywhere. So there's no batch, overnight, SFTP, crazy Dropbox feed, right? It's a real-time web service, just like you have on your phone, and no big deal, Kyle, right? But it's a big deal in healthcare. Beyond that, for us, this is a way for us to start incubating companies. And so at our last board retreat, we actually just bought this whole Arsenal campus from Harvard. It's 1 million square feet. We're putting in a beer garden, and Jonathan wants goats that are going to mow the yard, so it's going to be a whole big hippie commune at some point. But the good news is we're going to incubate early-stage healthcare companies here and give them direct access to our base, give them access to our legal team, our development team, our usability team, and help them grow sustainable companies. So this is a quick overview of the program. It started 30 members. We have 1,500 people now signed up, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, et cetera. We have a due diligence process unique to business development here. We're kind of not usually, most companies, business development, smoke and mirrors, make a bunch of shit up and put deals together and kind of jam it through. We actually have a brilliant architect team and an R&D team that's directly aligned with us. And we're just on helping to integrate the best of breed partners. And so we go through, contract it, and then we actually deliver on it. And what that team has built this year is this marketplace. I'm going to show you it on the next slide. So if you go to athenahealth.com/marketplace, this is our lipstick on the pig version that's on the website right now, a marketing document primarily. We're embedding this directly into our cloud-based application next year. So it'll know you're the doctor, you can authenticate, we can handle billing for the smaller companies too. But now for the really good news, I thought the slide was earlier, but I'm going to get to it. Zero charge for integration, into healthcare completely. If you go request an ADT feed, an HL7 feed, or any other type of interface, you're paying, the provider group usually is paying $20,000+ to get that done. As a part of these lightweight web service APIs, it enables small entrepreneurs to scale more quickly because they're able to have free connectivity for whatever doctor would like to sign up on our network. Beyond that, we have a 5-day turnaround time. So usually, if you're a small entrepreneur and you're trying to get an interface built with a large healthcare records company like us, 3, 4, 5 months. You're begging, pleading, sending bottles of wine to the biz dev guy, whatever it takes to actually get it through. 5 days guaranteed turnaround once you get on here. And beyond that, we actually have no revenue share either. So I'm not charging entrepreneurs a tax. This is the beauty of our business model. And this is take anything away from all the crazy stuff I see up here tonight. This is the most important. We make more money when our doctors do better. And if you're helping drive performance gains into our doctors, you're actually making us and the doctor money at the same time. And so because of that, I don't want to charge any tax or any fee to the entrepreneurs. I want them to capture as much value as possible as a part of this ecosystem that we're creating. And so we do no rev share, but there's a slight hitch. You need to have a product scorecard. And we're going to give you a scorecard, and we're going to kick you out of the marketplace if you're not doing right by the doctor. So if you're going to sign up and claim you're going to fill their schedule more, you're going to drive down documentation time, portion more revenue to them, or remove inefficiencies from their workflow, or improve outcomes, you damn better well display it and show it to us on a monthly basis, or we're going to be pulling you out. If you need help, we've got help. That's where the UX and the R&D and the legal team actually come in. We don't want people to fail, but you're not going to let our doctors fail more than anything, because we care more about them than anybody else. They're our fiduciary. We're their fiduciary, rather. So what does all this mean to the Quantified Self movement? Great news. We, next year, are very focused on the whole company. I'm obviously on the bottom of this thing, but other people do better than me, because there's a bunch of slim people around here. Are on the Fitbit and Jawbone, so we have big groups that actually walk and do this. So this year got a lot of buzz here, which is why we're excited to host you guys. But we want to go way beyond that. I want doctors to be able to prescribe it. And some of the speakers before me talked about the big gap, which is allowing this to get back into the care cycle. I want in our communicator product doctors to be able to say, you're overweight, you're on diet, you have diabetes, you need to go be more active. Here's a pedometer, and by the way, it's going to beam straight into your medical record. and show you exactly how many steps you're doing on a daily basis. Extrapolate that to all the other devices we can talk about, blood glucose meters, etc. Beyond that, and more importantly, and we talked about just the payers in this, he's here somewhere, Dan Healy, our Vice President of Gov Affairs. We're down in DC with lobbyists beating up CMS and Congress for you guys. This stuff has to be reimbursed. When I talk about patient engagement, this is patient engagement in my view. The ability to actually push out and track a meaningful, quantifiable result with a patient population. So we want to get the payers and CMS back behind this and actually show results that this is actually driving an impact. Because again, if this isn't driving an impact, it's not going to be in our marketplace. But I know it is because we've seen the results here at our own company and we've heard the results more broadly speaking. We have one last awesome slide with some graphics on it, just to show you kind of where we're thinking about it. So we've got the activity and weight vertical. We want to build a lightweight API to actually take this information back and out. We've talked to Nike, Jawbone, and Fitbit so far. There's some blood glucose work. There's tons of monitors. There's actually Ender Singh, one of Bill Clinton's former aides, has a thermometer that actually is 25 cents. They want to distribute everywhere. It plugs into the top of the iPhone. You can take and send temperature directly through mobile connection back into the EMR. So we're looking to integrate with them potentially. And finally, some of the DNA and genetic testing. Again, with the whole goal of our providers being able to have this at their disposal and prescribe it directly to patients inside their office and actually have an engagement plan through our products that ties the patient back into it. So that's kind of my song and dance. We'll be on the panel later. And now a much better looking, much more awesome person is coming up.